to tell you how I am crafting my beliefs to support the reality which I want to exist in, because I think it's beautiful. I think it excites me so much and makes me so happy that you can literally create whatever reality you want just by deciding you want to, because I think the foundation of any change is believing that you can. And I have some orange juice to fuel this chat. OJ, did he do it? Did he not? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to another yap session in my room in the middle of the night. I am gonna be real. I'm gonna speak as if I'm speaking to myself, because I think that's when this dynamic works best. And I'm gonna be honest and vulnerable. Ooh, vulnerability. Ah. It's okay. Basically, I am going through it right now. I am on the other side of the world from my family, and I just got hit by a massive wave of homesickness. Your girl is on an emotional roller coaster, like we might as well be at Six Flags, and I'm waving all of them in the air, like I'm waving the white flag. Drake said, red flag, blue flag, green flag, and a white flag to surrender. This is me waving the flags. I'm just like going through, I'm down under, down bad, down under. And if you want to know the honest truth, I think this guy is cute, and I'm texting him, and I texted him a message today. He was on a trip away, and I was like, oh my gosh, he hasn't responded to me within 1 hour. Bruh, this girl is Delulu. Please just give me a moment of grace. This is why I'm talking it through with you, because I am reading a book on reality creation, and I've noticed it make a profound difference on my life, and I wanted to share because I just took a hot girl walk and I felt inspired action welling through my body, and I was like, I am going to preach to the internet. I am gonna have a moment of like laying down unsolicited advice. Don't look at me, you're the one who clicked on this video. You chose to join me here, so we're in it together. The book that I'm reading is called Parallel Universes of Self. And the whole idea of this book is that every single version of reality exists simultaneously, and you can simply align yourself to whatever reality you want to exist in, depending on your beliefs. So, applying this to my situation, I felt negative emotions because I sent a message, and my core belief deep down was silence means disinterest. However, the reality that my highest self exists in is one where my belief would be I attract the correct relationships with ease, which would allow me to communicate freely and not worry about people's response times. And this is the whole like breakthrough that I am reaching. If you already know this, good job, babes. You're doing amazing. But like, you're just watching me. I just think the brilliant thing about having like a channel is that you get to see me through all the stages of development of my life. So this is where I am right now. On my hot girl walk, there was a point where I just started skipping. This is what I mean. If someone saw me, they'd be like, what is up with this girl? Because I just realized, like, if I want to be happy, I just need to shift the beliefs I subscribe to. Think about it. What beliefs are right now making you feel sad about yourself? The example in the book was that making money is hard work, or that getting in shape is difficult. There are all these things that could be holding you back from achieving the goal that you want. And this is something that I worked through in my own life. Is I used to believe that I have to put in 110% to achieve whatever it is that I like to get good results. So whenever I'd apply to internships, I would go crazy. Whenever I'd do my coursework, I would put every ounce of my being into it, and that would just leave me super depleted. But really, the foundation of well being and what this book pushes is that in order to create anything in your life, well being is the precursor. Like, you should feel good, and then everything flows, and then you get the wealth, and then you get the beautiful relationships, and then you get the joy. It's not you get wealthy and then you are happy. It's not I have the fancy job or the fancy car or this or that, and then I get to be happy, because you keep playing life by the wrong equation and it's tricky. I definitely subscribed to this way of thought for a long time, where I would only allow myself to feel joy in certain circumstances. But it's like, why not allow yourself just to feel joy now without having to set these like massive goals for yourself? Because usually when you achieve those things, you realize that it was never about the material thing itself, but it was the pursuit and the thrill of working on something which brought you joy, right? Have you ever felt like quite hollow after achieving something? Like sometimes after I do my exams, I actually feel at my worst, because yes, all of the stress of preparing has vanished, but suddenly I am very directionless, very goalless. So I think that's partially where we can find joy in what we do. To bring a little bit of structure into this is like point number one: how to automatically feel joy in your life is just lean into the processes. Like, be present with the journey that you're on. Sometimes I forget how beautiful it is that we are able to exist on this planet and have all these like pursuits and these little goals, right? It's like playing a little video game. People, and I mean myself, like to get too caught up in perfection towards striving for a goal. I question, like, why can I not achieve this quickly? Why do I not have everything already? But if you did, wouldn't that be such a boring life? Like, if you just got given everything, that would be super boring. In a That's why people play video games, for the little side quests. Like, enjoy those moments and romanticize them as much as possible, because I think partially that's what gives meaning life. It's like going all these little side quests and having fun and the pursuit of something bigger than yourself. And then number two is just allowing negative emotion to flow through you. Emotion is just energy in motion. I heard someone say this wise quote. I don't know who it was, but thank you, wise man. Frank Ocean has a beautiful song called Wise Man. I have notes. Resistance or suppression to negative emotion is what is causing the pain. I think it's very easy to get caught up in judging yourself for feeling something, but what if you just allowed it to pass through you without attaching any significance to it? I think part of why I struggle so much with negative emotion is because I like to like bully myself unnecessarily on top. Like, I'll feel negative, and then on top of that I will make myself feel even worse by just like beating myself up about it, which is so counterproductive if you think about it. This is just the nature of life, and being human is having negative emotions. And I think the world would be so much happier and healthier if we allowed ourselves without judgment to feel those things and just move through them. I think a lot of people nowadays try and numb or like run away from those feelings when they are just natural states of being, which we should allow to which we should allow to exist within us. And I think a new perspective I've gained on negative emotion is that it's kind of like a beautiful navigation system telling you when something is wrong so you can correct it. And the closer you listen to that, just the more ease you can move through life with. There was a point where I wanted to go on like antidepressants because of how low I was feeling. And I think that is so valid and can be such a helpful tool to get you out of negative states, especially if you feel very stuck and you need that initial push, that like activation energy. But what ended up happening is I started taking action because of how shit I felt. Just to put it simply, like, I was in such a bad space that I was like, fuck, I have to do something about this. So I started going to therapy. I started trying to like learn more about where my emotions come from and understand them, journaling, exercising, and all these little things. Surprise, they made a difference. Like, who would have thought that all the self-improvement shit would work? And it does. And now I am so grateful that I had that built-in system to alert me that something was wrong. Because imagine, there are people in the world who have this like condition which doesn't allow them to feel pain. You think, wow, that's such a blessing they don't have to experience that. But then imagine you cut yourself and then you just end up bleeding out until you notice. That's terrible. And I like the idea of applying that to emotion. It's like a signal to tell you that you're maybe slightly veering off course to something that your body might need. And it might not be very obvious and it could require some digging, which is how it was for me. For example, my previous video where I was talking about how I am very happy, like how I stay happy a lot of the time, it didn't used to be like that. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, I have not been happy my whole life. I think the reason why I'm able to reach like such elevated states of like happiness is because I have experienced the um anti- anti- antithesis of this, the opposite. How would you say that? Um, just the oh, it's the antithetical state, basically the opposite. Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. The train has left the station. Oh yes, I was saying that for a long time I thought that I had to just be very positive and kind and this would just come back to me, but no. Holding back those emotions of like pain and sadness is like equivalent to bottling them up, which makes them so much worse. If you just like put a band-aid over whatever it is, like that wound is still gonna exist within you and you need to tackle the beliefs that are making you sad. And that's where therapy came in, and I'm working through it and like journaling and listening to books about reality creation. Like I'm tackling all the beliefs that subconsciously make me sad, and that's why I feel so compelled to share about this, because it's been so transformational. Like I can give you an example. This channel has been such a point of growth for me, because I was really scared to upload videos on the internet talking about how I feel or showing my true self, and in a way that was kind of denying to myself who I truly was, because deep down I didn't believe my voice was worthy enough to be heard by people. Damn. I didn't know we were gonna get this deep. Are we in the Grand Canyon? Because I didn't know it was gonna get this deep. I think the first step was becoming aware that these beliefs existed. To make this practical, the first step was acknowledging or discovering that these beliefs exist and were what was making me feel bad. Because a lot of the time we can just. Oh, my phone died, so we're gonna have to continue with no mic. Call me just Tyson, because we're gonna have to continue with no mic. um, ooh, it keeps shifting like my reality. Okay. People don't realize that the thoughts that they're holding on to so dearly, their default like beliefs deep down are what's making them feel bad. And that's what I struggled with for a long time, is not understanding where all this anxiety would be coming from, until I started to dig like really deep to my core beliefs, and I saw how so many of them were denying, silencing, or not believing that I was worthy of expressing my true self, or that people would care to hear it. So, as I was saying, to make this more practical, so the first step was finding out that these beliefs existed, like even becoming aware of them, because the starting point to any transformation is like awareness that you need to change. Like, just to use an extreme example, like someone who's an alcoholic can't even begin to cannot start working on the problem until they actually acknowledge that it's an issue and something that they want to change. And that's where the second step comes in, is like the desire to want to shift that belief, because you would be surprised, some people are happy to exist with their negative beliefs, but I was seeing how much this was holding me back from living a truly like really happy, fulfilled life. And I promise you, letting go of these beliefs is so worth it, because would you rather live in this comfort zone but align with these beliefs that like are holding you back?
Would you rather be comfortable in the reality that these beliefs support, or live in temporary discomfort until you shift them to reach the reality that you want to exist in? Like, I think it's a bit obvious. Like, for me, it was obvious. I was like, I'd rather just submit to the pain that I'm gonna have to like outgrow these thoughts, as opposed to live with them for my whole life and subscribe to these ways of thinking, because they would just lead me to a life where I'm entrenched in even more misery if I continue to suppress my voice, right? So I'm really encouraging you, if there's a belief, like, it's so worth it to work on it. Like, do it. You can shift it. I don't feel like a lot of people have told me this, and I feel like it'd be so valuable to be taught in school, but it's gonna feel uncomfortable. Like, when I was posting my first 10 videos, like when I was first posting some of my videos, I was like, this feels horrible. I was like, my skin is being ripped off, like, and shown to, and my insides are being shown to everyone. I'm being so dramatic, but like, I just had to sit with the uncomfortable feeling of being seen on the internet. And then the more I keep doing it, I'm like, this is not getting better. Like, why is it not getting better? Like, you'd think improvement would follow action, but sometimes you just have to like wade through the trenches. And you're a soldier and you've got this bestie. Keep going, keep going. You're a queen, you're a king. Keep serving, keep slaying. Anyway. And I promise you, you will get to a point where it gets better, because tonight I just posted a video like within 5 minutes and I really didn't care. With enough purposeful action, I promise you will get to the reality and the place that you want to be in. Just like now, I'm practicing speaking to a camera and feeling confident and expressing my ideas, and one day it will just become the point where it's second nature. But no one, like, I feel like very few people express or like walk you through the process that it takes to get there. And it's the same with anything else. Like, right now I'm struggling to create some of the beliefs that I want for the reality that I want to exist in. Going back to my vulnerability, like dating, I feel like a lot of things I hear around relationships and the ones that I've been exposed to in media and just our current generation is very negative. Like, I have friends who are not going through the best situations in relationships. I hear a lot about people just being nasty to each other. I'm like, why do we have to be nasty? Oh, why do we have to be nasty? Why can't we just all move from a place of love? But not everyone is like that. But the reality I want to craft for myself is one where I effortlessly attract meaningful relationships. So that is what I'm creating for myself right now. This is what I'm choosing to subscribe to. And that's how I want to like tie off the video, is like back to the text that I sent. Like, obviously you're gonna sit in anxiety and worry if your baseline belief is that your connections with people are difficult. I had to grab my little journal so that I could read to you like some of the beliefs that I want to like bring into my life to support the reality which I want to exist in. And that is that love is easy and calm, that I can navigate relationships with ease and grace, that I put energy into relationships that make me feel good, that I foster healthy connections with others, and that what is correct will not feel difficult or bad, that I give myself time and space to feel without judgment, that I have the confidence to express to others my true feelings, and that I feel safe and happy and take actions which align to these feeling states. And I don't know, maybe these seem very obvious to some people, but I feel like growing up in an environment where sometimes I didn't have a model of these like healthy connections, and that I'm being a very anxious kid, wanting to like appease other people with the way I would act. I'm like shifting a lot about my like baseline character. It feels like I'm shedding like an old skin and moving into a new person, and even speaking on these themes makes me feel uncomfortable, but I know it's like the correct direction. I feel like a lot of like deep down I know it feels correct. It's just difficult in the moment. So it's beautiful that you get to watch me along for this journey, and I hope this helps in some way. Whatever you're going through, I believe that you can create whatever world that you want to live in. And even if no one believes, I believe you can create, and I want to instill that within you and like give you this give you this like seed of an idea that like you can literally shift anything you want in your life to live as the best version of yourself in whatever reality you want to create. If no one has given that to you, I want to be the one to give it to you. Like this belief in yourself that you can. I hope you all have a peaceful night and enjoyed listening to my little yap session. Hugs and kisses. Hi, it's me from the future. That video was filmed around 10 months ago, which is crazy. And how much has happened in my life since then is insane. So I really wanted to post it as a testament to how much you can achieve if you stay on self-improvement and keep working on yourself. All of the beliefs that I was talking about in that video, I feel like have manifested in my life in such wonderful ways. So this is your sign to keep going, and I've read and improved so much since then. So this is confirmation that it all worked. Even at the time, I had incredible relationships with people, but now even more so, like through cultivating those beliefs, I just feel so much more happier and confident with the people who I'm friends with, and I'm even in a relationship. So there you go, everything worked out. It works, guys. It's magic, but it works. The power of manifestation. And let's not discredit all of the effort that goes into working on yourself day in and day out. It truly pays off. So thank you for watching me grow, and there's gonna be more videos. I'm trying to get back on the editing, but I'm also studying full time, so your girl's got to get back to her 2 essays. Wish me luck. I wish I could manifest being done with these, but unfortunately that's not how life works.